Hey guys, thanks for checking out my very first build video. I did add a couple timestamps below if you'd like to jump straight to the build and skip the gameplay. If you do like it, please like, comment, or subscribe for more content.
Flames crawl up their broken skin. Screams erupt as the fire digs in. Every breath they take, it turns to smoke. Every hope they had is now a joke. They thought they could stand, thought they could fight, but I'm the last thing they'll see tonight. Burn them down, watch their souls ignite. In the dead of night, ash to ash, their bodies swell. I'm sending every one of them straight to hell. Shorting their nerve, their system fried. Eyes wide open as they beg to die. Every shot I take is a death bell rung, a final breath from my iron lung. Hit them hard with the fire sticky blast, flames consuming, screaming to the last. Burn for days as their bodies decay, nothing left but ash as they fade away. Seeker mind rolls, a whisper of doom. They don't see death till it fills the room. Metal teeth died, blood floods the street. Limbs are torn, they're dragged to defeat. Steel shards ripping through their skin. The blast digs deep, tearing from within. The screams mix with the smoke and flame. The seeker leaves nothing but a broken name. Smoldering screams cut through the air. Every shot takes, strips away their prayer. The ground shakes, they fall in despair. I'm the last shadow they'll see standing there. The streets are my altar, the screams my end. I baptize the battlefield in fire and sin. No mercy here, no second chance, just flames and smoke in a wicked death. Their armor melts, their courage drains. Every inch of ground is filled with pain. Through burning flesh, their souls retreat. I deliver judgment, feast and complete. Hellfire rising, they're begging for breath. Every strike I deal is a promise of death. Their bodies crumble, their stories erased. All that's left is ash and waste. My fire recurs, they cannot run. Ashes fall beneath the setting sun. No redemption, no hope to sell, just the iron lung dragging them to hell. Burn them down, watch their souls ignite. Iron lung roaring in the dead of night. Ash to ash, their bodies swell. I'm sending every one of them straight to hell. Hellfire rising, they're begging for breath. Every strike I deal is a promise of death. Their bodies crumble, their stories erased. All that's left is ash and waste. My fire recurs, they cannot run. Ashes fall beneath the setting sun. No redemption, no hope to sell, just the iron lung dragging them to hell. Burn them down, watch their souls ignite. Iron lung roaring in the dead of night. Ash to ash, their bodies swell. I'm sending every one of them straight to hell.
Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the gameplay. Let's go ahead and get into it. For my specialization, I'm running Technician, just for that extra skill tier. Now you can choose whatever specialization you want. You can also go with the Fire specialization, which will give you that extra, ×2 medkit. So that's up to you. My primary weapon is the Iron Lung. I have damage to targets out of cover and damage to armor on it. With the talent Ardent, shooting enemies, heat up weapon, filling up a meter, a heat meter of usually about 50% of your magazine size. So basically when you get down to about 50% of your magazine size, it will start giving you fire ammo, and you could set people on fire in conflict or DZ, whatever you're doing with this build. Alright, next is a secondary test subject. I don't really use it too often. If I'm using my seekers, I'll usually pop that out real quick and do some damage. But my primary is the main one I use in most cases. But it does come with the talent perfectly in sync. Basically hitting an enemy grants 20% skill damage for 5 seconds, and then if you're actually using like a fire sticky or a non-shield type skill, you'll actually get another 20% weapon damage on top of that. So if you are using a non-shield skill, then both options are active at that point. Bonuses are active, and you will get both hitting for the 20% skill damage and the 20% weapon damage. Next is my pistol at the TDI card. I'm just using this for the extra skill tier, but I also added in sync on this as well, which again does the same thing as the test subject, just have about 15% skill damage and 15% weapon damage instead of the 20%. Alright, next is our mask. Using the Vial mask, it has hazard protection with the skill haste mod and status effects. It comes with a talent called Toxic Delivery. Basically it just applies a status effect, damage over debuff over about a 10-second period, but with this and my backpack combined does a major amount of damage. The backpack I have is the Courier backpack, which has perfect creeping death on it. I did put on status effects skill haste with the skill haste mod as well for this. Like I said, these two combined do a major amount of status effect damage. Next I have 3 pieces of China Light. My first piece is the gloves. I have status effect and skill haste. I did add an armor core on here for more survivability. The other piece of China Light is the knee pads. Status effects skill haste as well with another armor core. And then the last piece of China Light is the holster, which is status effect skill damage and another armor core. Now with these 3 combined, I will get 15% explosive damage, 20% skill haste, and 25% status effects. Next is the chest piece. I decided to go with electric chest piece just because it gives you that 10% status effects. I did go ahead and put status effects skill haste with the skill haste mod, and the talent I chose for this chest piece is glass cannon. Basically all damage you deal is amplified by 25%. All damage you take, however, is amplified by 50%. So if you're good at strafing and you know how to use a glass cannon build, this would be awesome. As far as survivability goes, this is why I added these armor cores onto my build. Now even having these armor cores, I'm at 3 skill tiers because of the fact that technician, my mask, and my chest piece. Now if you wanted more survivability, then you could add an armor core to the chest piece as well. But it's a kind of unicorn piece, hard to get, to be honest. But I find that the 3 skill tiers does a lot of damage even with the survivability that you have here. So that's why I decided to go that route with it. Basically the stats here, I'll show you on my skills real quick. My seeker is doing a bleed duration of 13 seconds. And it's doing about 17,173 bleed damage. My sticky here is doing quite a bit more damage, but because of the status effects, and the duration is about 12 seconds that last on that as well. So as you can see, these skills do a major amount of damage. That's why this status king build is literally the king of builds. It gives you survivability. It also gives you the damage you need for status effects. I mean, once you set somebody on fire, they stay on fire for a very long time, and especially if you pop out a seeker mine, it's just going to do a major amount of damage and just kill everything in sight. As you can see from the build at the end of my build video, I showed you in the gameplay that I literally took out 4 people on the other team and we won that game. So anyways, this is the build, guys. Hope you try it out. Hope you like it. Let me know in the comments below if you do. That would be great. And if you have any questions, concerns, let me know in the comments below as well, and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions you have. Alright guys, till next time, have a good day. Bye guys.